no double-double for Angel Reese equals victory for the Chicago Sky. She should be your fourth or fifth offensive option because she can't shoot. She still couldn't shoot last night. That's just a fact. She still could not shoot the basketball. You know, she's not efficient at all, and the lack of efficiency in 9 of 13, 69% from the field, 83% from the line, 8 rebounds, 23 points. She was dominant last night. Kamila Cardoso, guess who finally got more minutes than Angel Reese in a ball game? Hell has frozen over, I guess. But finally, they ran this whole shooting match through Cardoso. Pause it. We've seen Kamila trailing Angel a lot lately and or cutting around the basket while Angel's down here and she keeps throwing up shots and keeps missing. Angel actually threw the ball back to Kamila and it worked.
The roar of the crowd, the blinding lights, the unstoppable hype. For months, Angel Reese was branded as the next dominant force in the WNBA, fresh off a college career that captivated millions. She was the Bayou Barbie, a rebounding machine, a fierce competitor whose presence alone shifted games. Everyone expected her to step into the pros and immediately reshape the landscape. But then, something unexpected happened with the Chicago Sky. A subtle, yet seismic shift. You might be thinking, what went wrong? How could a player with that much college success suddenly find herself sidelined from her expected star role? The truth, as it often is far more nuanced than the headlines suggest. This wasn't about drama or a clash of personalities. This was about results, about a team desperately searching for a winning formula, and about a surprising talent stepping up to fill a glaring gap that Angel Reese, in her current form, just couldn't. Stick around because we're about to unpack the tactical genius, the silent struggles, and the profound implications of Angel Reese's evolving role, and what it really means for the Chicago Sky and the future of the WNBA. Let's rewind to the whirlwind of anticipation that surrounded Angel Reese's arrival in the WNBA. At LSU, she wasn't just a player, she was a phenomenon. Her physicality, her relentless pursuit of every rebound, her undeniable charisma, it all combined to make her a must-watch superstar. She led her team to a national championship, solidified her place in college basketball lore, and amassed a fan base that transcended the sport itself. When she declared for the WNBA draft, the buzz was deafening. Analysts and fans alike predicted she'd be an immediate impact player, a double-double machine who would translate her collegiate dominance seamlessly to the professional level. The narrative was set. Angel Reese was poised to be the centerpiece of the Chicago Sky, a foundational piece around whom the franchise would rebuild. But the WNBA, as many college phenoms quickly discover, is a different beast entirely. The defenses are faster, smarter, and infinitely more disciplined. Every player is a top-tier athlete, and one-dimensional strengths, no matter how dominant in college, quickly become liabilities if they can't be adapted. The Chicago Sky's early season struggles painted a stark picture. They limped out of the gate with an 0-4 record, their offense often looking stagnant, their execution lacking fluidity. There was a glaring gap in their offensive scheme, a need for consistent, efficient scoring that wasn't being met. And unfortunately, Angel Reese, despite her immense effort and trademark hustle, wasn't consistently providing that missing piece. Then, almost out of nowhere, another star began to shine. Brighter, Kamila Cardoso. Fresh off her own incredible college career, Cardoso brought a different skill set to the table. Where Reese often relied on sheer force in battle, Cardoso moved with a smoother, more calculated finesse. She excelled at scoring efficiently in the paint, her positioning was impeccable, and she possessed a silky touch around the basket that made her a consistent offensive threat. The commentary from the time began to crystallize this revelation. Elevate Kamila Cardoso and let everything run through her. Let her be the dominant force down close to the basket for the Chicago Sky. Turn Angel Reese into a role player and, you know what will happen? You will be an improved team and you will win games. It was a bold hypothesis, but the numbers would soon validate it. Consider the recent game against the Dallas Wings, a crucial matchup that served as a turning point for the Sky. The stats from that game are startling, painting a vivid picture of the shift in offensive impact. Angel Reese played 25 minutes, a significant chunk of time, but managed to knock down just 2 of her 6 attempted shots, resulting in a mere 6 points. That's a 33% field goal percentage, a difficult mark to sustain in the WNBA, especially for an interior player expected to contribute offensively. For someone who stepped into the league with so much offensive hype, that kind of output simply wasn't cutting it. Now, compare that to Kamila Cardoso's performance in the very same game. Cardoso exploded for 23 points, sinking an incredible 9 of her 13 shots. That's a staggering 69% shooting efficiency from the field, combined with an equally impressive 83% from the free throw line plus 8 rebounds. She was dominant last night, was the undeniable consensus. It wasn't just that Cardoso scored more, it was that every single time she touched the ball, she made it count, often with effortless precision. But the story isn't just about raw numbers. It's about strategic fit and the nuances of playing style. Cardoso's game is fundamentally different from Reese's, and it proved to be precisely what the Sky desperately needed. Instead of overpowering defenders with brute strength, Cardoso relies on intelligent positioning, quick moves, and a soft touch that allows her to score efficiently against WNBA-level defenses. Her presence opens up the floor, drawing defenders and creating crucial spacing for her teammates. She's not just a scorer, she's a facilitator, often dishing the ball out for open threes that give her team dimensions Reese currently doesn't offer. Angel Reese, on the other hand, has been visibly struggling to adapt her physical, back-to-the-basket college style to the tighter, quicker, and more athletic defenses of the WNBA. Remember the play from the Wings game, where Reese made a strong drive to the basket, only to be cleanly blocked by Dallas's Natasha Howard? It was a stark example of how much tougher it is for a player whose game relies heavily on overpowering opponents to adjust to the pro level. If you can't finish consistently against elite defenders, then all the hustle and rebounding in the world won't translate into consistent points on the scoreboard. Faced with a debilitating 0-4 start, the Chicago Sky's coaching staff, led by head coach Teresa Weatherspoon, knew something had to give. The pressure was mounting with every loss, and the team needed a shakeup, a bold adjustment to their lineup and strategy. This wasn't a punitive measure or a reflection of personal drama. It was a cold, hard strategic imperative. They made the pivotal decision to elevate Kamila Cardoso into a larger primary scoring role, while strategically shifting Angel Reese into a more specialized supporting position. It was a gamble, but one born of necessity. As one commentator put it, hell has frozen over, I guess. But finally, they ran this whole shooting match through Cardoso. This move wasn't just about shaking things up. It was about survival, about finding a formula that could deliver wins, and the immediate vindication was swift and undeniable. In their 5th game of the season against the Dallas Wings, the shift was clear right from the tip-off. Kamila Cardoso wasted no time establishing herself as the team's primary scoring threat, putting up the Sky's first 10 points in the opening quarter. Her efficiency in the paint was a game-changer. The Wings struggled to defend her, and the Sky finally had the consistent inside scoring presence they'd been missing. Cardoso finished the game with 23 points on that impressive 69% shooting, and her ability to consistently finish plays brought a noticeable calmness to an offense that had looked frantic and disjointed in earlier losses. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, though no longer the offensive focal point, made a tangible impact in other crucial areas. She embraced her supportive role, focusing on her elite rebounding and disrupting the Wings' offense with her tenacious defense. One standout moment came in the second quarter. Reese snagged a contested offensive rebound, immediately kicked it out to the perimeter, and set up a huge three-pointer for teammate Kalia Copper. Plays like that don't always end up in highlight reels, but they are precisely why the Sky's new strategy worked. This lineup adjustment didn't just elevate Cardoso, it created a new, more cohesive team identity, and it delivered their first win of the season. But what about Angel Reese herself? Imagine going from being the undisputed star, the engine of your college team, to suddenly being asked to step into a supporting role in the pros. It's a profound psychological shift, a challenge that goes far beyond just adjusting to a new play style. Reese arrived in the WNBA carrying a mountain of expectations, fueled by her college dominance and larger-than-life persona. To now be asked to prioritize defense, rebounding, and facilitating over being the primary scorer has to be a humbling experience. On the bench during their last game, cameras subtly caught Reese looking less than thrilled after being subbed out early. Her body language, while not overtly dramatic, spoke volumes. Arms crossed, a certain detachment from her teammates. It seems this new role is something she's still grappling with, a mental battle as much as a physical one. As one observer noted, she can't be in denial of it. She's having to deal with the fact, I'm going to keep forcing these shots up, they're going to keep getting blocked, I'm going to keep missing all off the rim and throwing these bricks up. And therefore, I'm going to give people more ammo to make fun of me over social media. It's a harsh reality, but an important one for her growth. Yet, amidst this challenging adjustment, there's a powerful silver lining for Angel Reese. While her offensive role has been redefined, her impact on the team certainly hasn't disappeared. In fact, if she can fully embrace this new identity, she could become an indispensable piece of the Sky's puzzle in a totally different way. We've seen moments where she's figuring out her role and what she needs to be doing out there, playing to her strengths. She's been setting sharp screens to create open looks for Cardoso and other shooters. In one key sequence, Reese grabbed 2 offensive boards in a row, eventually leading to a crucial three-pointer from a teammate. She's actively looking for Cardoso in the post, making intelligent passes. I saw a few plays where she'll get the rebound and look for somebody, throw it out. That's beautiful work, one commentator observed. She did have a moment where she drove in, tried to lay the ball up, missed it, missed it, grabbed it, and then she started looking for Cardoso ASAP. These are the plays that, while not always leading to her own points, significantly contribute to team success. If she can adapt, lean into these strengths, and find peace with a supporting role, she could transform herself into an elite role player, a less glamorous, but perhaps even more critical, piece of a winning team. This shift isn't just about Angel Reese and Kamila Cardoso. It's a microcosm of the WNBA's evolving landscape and a crucial lesson for any college star transitioning to the pros. The league demands versatility, efficiency, and a willingness to adapt. College dominance, built often on overpowering weaker opponents or singular strengths, doesn't automatically translate. The WNBA is a league of elite athletes, and every player needs a refined skill set and the ability to contribute within a cohesive team scheme. The Sky's new strategy, with Cardoso as the scoring anchor and Reese as a defensive and rebounding force, has dramatically improved their spacing and ball movement. Suddenly, there's more room for guards to maneuver, and open shots are easier to find. As one commentator enthusiastically noted, everything that I said that this team needed to do, they were doing. And voila, you get your dub. This win wasn't just a statistical victory. It was a powerful statement that the changes weren't just cosmetic, they worked. The ultimate question now for the Chicago Sky is whether this newfound chemistry and tactical adjustment can hold. For Angel Reese, the challenge is just beginning. Her ability to fit into this evolving team dynamic, to continue to prove her value in a redefined role, will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of her WNBA career. Will she fully embrace this shift, becoming a master of the dirty work and the unsung plays that win games? Or will the allure of the offensive spotlight prove too tempting, potentially hindering her growth and the team's cohesion? Commentators have already noted that her assists would go up if she's finding a way to get the ball to Cardoso, and Cardoso is finishing the majority of those. Her assist could go up, but I think the points are going to go down, because it's not a winning play style for the Chicago Sky to actually have her shooting so many shots. There is a lingering underlying narrative that has unfortunately permeated parts of the WNBA conversation, a resistance to change and new narratives. Some commentators and fans have been accused of fighting growth and hating new cool things, often clinging to outdated expectations, or perhaps even desiring the failure of new stars to validate their pre-existing viewpoints. In this context, Angel Reese's struggle to adapt to her offensive role could be seen by some as vindication of their initial skepticism rather than an opportunity for growth and adaptation. There's a subtle but palpable tension in some corners that seems to imply some would rather burn down the league than have it succeeded with Caitlin Clark in the league. And while this might not apply directly to Reese, it speaks to a broader resistance to new stars challenging the established order. The truth, however, is that for the Sky to succeed, players must accept their roles, and for Reese, embracing this evolution is critical. The Sky's success hinges on it. So, where does that leave Angel Reese? Her journey in the WNBA is far from over. She may not be the unstoppable offensive force everyone initially expected, but she is clearly finding ways to contribute. The Chicago Sky had their backs against the wall, but a bold coaching decision and the emergence of Kamila Cardoso have given them a new identity. Angel Reese's willingness to adapt, to redefine her game around defense, rebounding, and playmaking, will be the ultimate test of her resilience and her dedication to winning. This story isn't just about a lineup change, it's about the evolution of a player, the strategic demands of the WNBA, and the ongoing saga of how new talent shapes the league's future. The WNBA is in constant motion, and for its stars, adaptation isn't just an option, it's a necessity. Angel Reese might not be the unstoppable force everyone expected, but one thing's clear. Her story in the WNBA is far from over, and her ability to rise to this challenge will define her career. What do you think about Angel Reese's new role? Is this the right move for the Sky? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of sports.